Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redburn TV. Some breaking news that is going on Twitter at the moment. So it's pretty much that FSG have sold a minority stake for 164 million to a company, I think it's called Company Equity or Equity Company. I think it's Equity Dynasty Company. It might be, but it might be something else. But anyway, we've sold 164 million to these guys. And from the minimal research that I've done into it, and I'm going to go live at 6 with Hussam. So what we're going to do is dive into it more. And then we've got an amazing Tottenham preview for you guys later. So make sure you're on the channel for that. You know what I mean. But pretty much what the story is that even Mike Gordon's came out. Why is the camera so high? Let me get that lower. So Mike Gordon's came out and spoke about it, who obviously works at the club. And the idea of this deal that's been made is that it's not going to yield the words that are being used. It's not going to yield Klopp's transfer funds, but what it will do is leave Liverpool in a more financially sustainable position over time. So that's what this company that has invested into Liverpool is going to do. That's a brief breakdown. So the idea is we've sold 164 million worth of the club, so that's a small percentage. These guys are going to help us in various ways, which I'm going to dive into on the live stream. Help us be more financially sustainable and sufficient, which what pretty much means is that maybe we don't see like a huge increase in spending. Now we don't just expect to see us go and spend loads of money every single summer. That's not going to happen. But it should be better for the financial success of the football club in the short term and the long term. So the idea is it's a good thing and it's certainly not a bad thing. And it's also intriguing. It does make you think, what's the differences that's now going to be implemented? That's what I need to do intense research on, because the news broke about an hour ago. I've spent the last hour doing a preview for Tottenham with a fan, who I'm not going to tell you about yet, but it's going to be sick. Either way, one thing I will sit there and say is that this is something that's it makes you think, like, yeah, it seems that FSG are making, better decisions. And this is the thing when people talk about FSG, is that everything sounds like a bad thing. It's like, oh, they're not spending more money. And listen, I get it. That's not even my number one problem with FSG. I was done with FSG primarily because of the Super League. But there has been a lot of good things that's been implemented on a business sense. This is a good thing. I mean, obviously, if the football clubs ran terribly and whatnot, then it's not. But either way, in terms of the influx of cash that it's going to give, not necessarily maybe on the transfer budget, but the overall revenue that the club makes, then that's going to be fantastic, because I believe that's what the investments will be put into. But that's what we need to look into, and how much research is done on this is going to be important. So do let me know what you think of this breaking news in the comments down below. Are you expecting an instant influx of cash? I don't think that's what we should expect in any way. But, journalists and experts, they're all getting together and speaking about this stuff at the moment, chat. And quite frankly, I don't know what it means. And I'm just giving you, the details of what actually happens and the details of what actually happens. Let me move my laptop there. So yeah, it's a tough one, but even if you can offer me some information in the comments down below, that would be fantastic, because I'd love to know a little bit more on this instance and these details. That would be great, because it is breaking news. It seems to be big. It's all over Twitter, and it's definitely a lot of money, 164 million. So they've bought a sizable percentage to be worth something to the football club. And it'll be interesting how this partnership works going forward, because that's what this is. It'll be the club and this new company diverting ideas and strategies to improve the wealth of the football club. And of course, that means nothing but good things. And it's good that FSG are at least attempting to make these efforts. That doesn't mean because people always say, we won the game yesterday. I got a comment on the video saying, James, are you now FSG in? I thought, wait, no, no, because there's bigger reasons outside of just transfer spends to why I think they've been bad. I don't think the money they've spent has been too bad at all. And I think that the money that they've spent has proven to be actually good. Like, Nunes is now doing really well, and that money's starting to look worth it. Szoboszlai as well, he's looked great. McAllister, great. And that's their money that's gone into these players, so that's fair. Can we question they can spend more? Maybe, but you can see that we're spending our money wisely. We're in a good position. The only way I can go messed up is if we get injuries, but they're minute things, so no, I can't just go on FSG for that. It's the bigger picture, the Super League, the actual intention. What do they do if they get this club to a certain point? If they get to a point where we're just so global that it doesn't even matter what the locals think, then now I've got a problem, because now that opens more of an idea for a different version of the Super League, because that's the way it works with a Super League. It's that they'll give you this version, you now say, no, we don't like that version, so they'll incorporate it in a Champions League sense, and slowly but surely, it's changing. In 2024, the Champions League's changing to multiple games, I don't even know how it's going to work, to be honest. I think it's like group stages, but it's bigger group stages, and then it's still knockout tournament. Honestly, it's crazy to how that this can be so open, and FSG would be open to the idea where there's an owner who would appreciate the idea of proper Liverpool fans, whether it be local or worldwide. You know, they'd agree that the Premier League has got to be the league that Liverpool play in. England has got to be where Liverpool play in. That's what makes Anfield so great. That's what makes Liverpool so great. If you're playing in America and all these places, it doesn't feel as special. And we still provide opportunity for those people to see what happens. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I've got a big picture there with FSG where I don't trust them, and that's what the Super League implies, is that you made a big decision without letting us know. And you were willing to go ahead with it until everybody bottled it. And you were one of the last people to bottle it. So that was my problem. But in terms of the micro decisions they've made, that is positive, and you've got to say the good with the bad. And hopefully, if it does ever get to a point where that opportunity presents them again, they'll turn it down, they'll stay in England, and they'll remain being Liverpool Football Club, and then everyone can come to Anfield, and in pre-season tours we'll go into different countries, because we've got a worldwide fan base. That's amazing. And they make the club what it is, you know what I mean? So I don't want you to interpret me like saying local fans are more important than not. But obviously what makes Anfield is that it's in Liverpool. Why do a lot of people come to Liverpool? Because of Anfield. And then also, why are Liverpool the team that they are, based on the history that they've created in this country? So respect the heritage, respect the history, and continue to expand, continue to reach more people across the world, but just not through the ways that you were agreeing to before. That's my opinion. Doesn't mean it's right, but let me know what you think. But this is a good thing. Didn't mean for that to go into an FSG rant, but I think it's just important people understand my position, so then they can make a proper conclusion. Like, James, you're wrong because you're a dickhead. I need to stop swearing on these videos as well. I keep getting demonetized for it, so hopefully YouTube didn't hear that. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Do smash a like, do subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Let me know what you think.